it's MK and I am back with another Mixed Media Mayhem. Here is the recipe for today. I'm also combining this with Scraptember 2022's prompt as well as a scrap lift. This is Pascal B's for 49 and Market Design team member. I absolutely loved this layout the moment that I saw it, so I had to have one of my own. So for the Scraptember prompt, it is stickers today. I'm going to be using some washi tape, and for my modeling paste I'm going to be using this opaque crackle as well as my stencil and a plastic spatula. And then for my sprays I picked a couple Shimmers paints, some colorings, little yellow school bus, vibes in Love Ocean number 9, colorings Well Blew Me Down, and of course another vibes Forget Me Not. I love these colors, you guys. They are so pretty. I'm just missing an orange. I wish I had an orange. Anyways, for my flowers, I picked out these really cool flowers from this Mamarazzi die cut pack that is from Minte. And then I decided to pair it with these 49 and Market acetate leaves, which I pretty much used up all the green leaves, but I'm going to see if there's anything in there that I like. And then I have these trinkets. Some of them are from 49 and Market, and then these round ones here are from Close to My Heart. They are the actual tiny tabs that came in the little baggie. I have 2 photos going on here. I just can't decide which photo I like because one of them, my daughter's boyfriend's eyes are closed, my daughter's making a silly face, my son's making a silly face. Oh my gosh, I just can't get all my ducks in a row, seriously. So I like them both, and I might just put them both on the layout, even though they're similar but not the same. I also picked out a couple stamp sets because it's my favorite thing to do is mix up my stamps. I'm still debating on whether or not I take out all of my images and organize them the way that I want them. I'm not sure yet. Also picked out a variety of oxides going on. I have Abandoned Coral and Spice Marmalade, Mustard Seed, Peeled Paint, and Evergreen Bough are the colors I'm using. And then I decided to cut this part out because I thought I was going to use this vinyl, no, it's not vinyl, vellum sheet from Stampin' Up. Instead, I end up using some tissue paper from Tim Holtz. I'll bring that in later, but right now I'm going to be using 2 pieces of white cardstock for my base page. So the first one, I'm going to make a border using my modeling paste. Now, this is probably hard to see in Pascal's photo of her layout, but she photographed her layout on top of a doily, of a very intricate lace doily that was crocheted or knitted, one of the two. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a beautiful layout. And that was the first thing that popped in my brain, was that she did modeling paste all the way around her layout on the border. But then I realized, no, that is just the element that she took a photo on, her later layout down and took a photo on. But I thought, well, what a great way to accent a photo is by doing that. So that is one of the things that I wanted to do. So I took my Ledger stencil by Stamperia. I don't remember what the name of it is called, but yeah, in all honesty, but I do know it's Stamperia, and it is KSTDL64. Yep, that's the name of the stencil. I think it's called Ledger, in all honesty, but I don't remember. So anyways, I took that and made a frame out of it all the way around. Now while it is drying, I'm going to cut this one down to 10 3/4, and then I'm going to decorate this one from edge to edge, and that way my 3/4 border will show of just the stencil, the pure white stencil. So I can't wait to see what this looks like all put together. I'm just trying to decide because Pascal, again, uses a slightly diagonal colorful border over on the left. And so I wanted to mimic that as well because I like the fact that it is not perfectly straight up and down. And then she uses this washi tape that is almost like paint samples, paint swatches. So she uses this washi tape, and of course, you know me, I don't want the pink up at the top and accented, so I'm going to put it in the middle and try to, you know, cover it up with my photos because that's what I do. But before I do that, I want to rip off the edge so that way it looks like it's not perfect, like the washi tape cut it off. So I wanted to scratch it or tear it and make it look like, you know, an imperfect edge is what I'm trying to get at. Now, of course, with the other side going at an angle, I'm going to have to manipulate my washi tape so that way it will work at the angle but yet still be seen. So of course I'm going to tear off the edge, and then what I did was I ripped it in half. So I'm going to put half of it down and then the other half matching the other side, which I didn't realize doesn't match. It's longer, repetitive image than I expected it to. Let's just say that. So anyways, with that being said, I decided that I was going to offset them. So I've got a little bit down on one side and a little bit down on the other side, and then that way my photos will cover up that seam and you'll never even know that I did that. Okay, and then of course I'm going to rip along the side of the tissue so that way my washi tape matches the edge of my tissue paper. Okay, now I'm going to actually put I'm going to put the tissue paper back on, and what I did was I drew a small little pencil line so that way I could see where my tissue started and where my stamps are going to start as well. So I'm taking this border, this border stamp from one of the Stampin' Up's, I can't even remember what it's called, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp it a couple times just at the bottom below where I think my photos are going to be. And what I'm doing to get my different colors is I'm stamping once and then stamping twice for a different lighter look of green and blue and yellow. And then I'm going to take this really cool line, which is a distressed line, so they're not absolutely perfect, and going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to stamp once in the true intensity of the ink, and then again in the less intense color. Now I wanted, I realized afterwards which stamp she actually used, and I realized, well, it's too late now. I do end up liking how this ends up looking. But I did have to go in with this blotchy stamp and fill in a few gaps to make it look a little bit more fuller than the lines were doing for me. So went ahead and did that. And now what I'm going to do is take this splotch stamp or dotted stamp and go ahead and stamp this a couple times. I'm stamping it once and then twice. Again, to get that variation. Actually, I think I stamped this one 3 times just to get a little bit more color and a little bit more dots going all over the place. And then that is what it will look like once I lay my my tissue paper back down. I absolutely loved it. I let out a little woo! Oh my god! I can't believe that worked! Type of deal. Yes, I did. And then I'm going to go ahead and find some more washi tape to hold the rest of that tissue paper down, because I could only put adhesive behind the washi tape part of the tissue paper. If not, then it would have been seen. I guess I could have guessed where my photos were going, but I don't like doing that because I'm always wrong. Yep, going to go ahead and cut off all the rest of the overhang, just so that way I have a nice clean finished look, and that is what it looks like. I apologize for briefly going over that. I had no clue that I showed you guys the close-up. I just edited this video and didn't even realize that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I shrunk my photos down as much as I possibly could, got rid of some of the background noise from the restaurant that we were at. This is actually a photo of all my children in one spot for Mother's Day, and I couldn't have been a more prouder mom to be able to do that. As my kids get older, I have no idea when I'm going to be able to do that next. Okay, so up in the upper left corner, I did pop in Pascal's layout so that way you can compare the two layouts, how I'm doing and what she did. I absolutely, gosh, you guys, I love her layout. I really, really do. Now, I don't have all of the 49 and Market leaves and things and all the embellishments that went with this collection. I don't have all of those. I also don't have 3D flowers like she has or whatnot. So I'm going to make what I have work, and I really do end up liking how it looks. Now, I do know that because she kept the cool colors down at the bottom and the warm colors up at the top, I did not do that. I didn't even pay attention to that. So in my mind, I'm trying to match, okay, I've got green down here, so I'll put all my green leaves that I have left over down there. And then up at the top, I wanted to put my yellowish leaves, but I only had one that was greeny yellow. And so I added that teal one up at the top, thinking that maybe it'll work, maybe not, but I do have a lot of yellow flowers. So I went ahead and added yellow flowers down at the bottom, in the middle, and at the top, because that's where I had yellow on my washi tape. I also am bringing in those blue flowers because, again, that is where I have my blue color. And then I'm going to just go ahead and glue everything down so that way it stays good and stuck, and it also helps hold my acetate in place. Now, I'm not going to put a title on this layout. I don't feel like every layout needs a title, in all honesty. But I am going to add one more little accent with all my metal pieces. Just over here on the right side of my last photo, you know, my bottom photo. Nothing special, just two little things to accent, draw your eye over to the rest of the page instead of just down that one side. I felt like it was very heavy on one side. It is a lot of white cardstock for me, you guys. I love the look of it, but seriously, that's a lot of white cardstock. I'm having a hard time here. Went ahead and added another brad up at the top. It was just a leftover little brad that I had, I don't even know from where. It was in my baggie. That's where it came from, was my little baggie. I don't know where it came from. Adding a few butterflies and a couple of these hearts from the Mamarazzi as well, because I do have a little bit of pink showing, so I thought I would add these hearts up in that area. And then, of course, the butterfly matches. I have a green butterfly in the green area as well. And now I'm going to add some splatters using all of those sprays that I found. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just splatter where I feel like is that color. So down at the bottom is the yellow, and then of course I forgot that there's yellow up at the top too. So I'll come back to that as well. After the yellow is this beautiful green, and then of course one of my splotches didn't turn out so well, so I thought I'd fix it using the nozzle. Went back up with the yellow, and then the Love Ocean number 9 is a lot lighter than the Blue Me Down. So I went ahead and decided to do Love Ocean number 9 first, and then the Blue Me Down in the second one, because that's where I thought that my colors were, but actually I got it opposite. It was the lighter color up higher. Anyways, it all still looks really, really good. I love the fact that my splatters blend in with the stamping that I did, so it almost looks like the stamping kind of spilled off into the page. I love how some of it goes into the crackle paste as well. So again, it looks like it spilled off the page, but I love how this turned out. I love how it looks and everything. I'm so glad that I scrap lifted this this layout and that it actually worked. And that idea from her doily was absolutely ingenious. I love that idea. So anyways, thank you, Pascal, for letting me lift you today. Please be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. Also check out the Facebook group for Mixed Media Mayhem, because people play along over there too that do not have YouTube channels. And also check out the playlist for Scraptember 2022 that is growing by the minute, and check out the Facebook too. Okay, you guys, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later.